really do think we're going to get short.
Hi, and thank you for watching Missouri Viewpoints, the program dedicated to the civil and informed discussion of the political, social, and economic issues that affect us all. I'm Mike Ferguson, and for the first time, we're taking the show on the road. We have left the friendly confines of the Hard Bean Cafe in Grandview and traded them for the friendly confines of the library station here in Springfield. Well, my guest this week represents Missouri's 137th district in the State House of Representatives. Charlie Norr is a Democrat serving his first term, and the 137th district covers Springfield. Representative Norr, thank you for being here on the program.
My pleasure, Mike. Thank you.
Let's go ahead and get to some of the important issues of the day. One of the most emotional and most heated issues, obviously, is that of illegal immigration. The debate is how much should the state crack down on it. Springfield has been the subject of a spotlight with some high-profile raids. What do you think the state's role, if any, should be when it comes to illegal immigration?
Well, as you know, the state police are starting to train to better handle illegal immigrants when they come across them for driving. Nowadays, they lock them up and turn them loose the next day because we don't have a process to handle illegal immigrants. I think that that would be a big step in curbing some of the illegal immigrants in the state, to actually prosecute them, send them back wherever they came from. However, on the downside, there is a big economic impact. I understand that some states have really cracked down on them, and as many as 20 to 25,000 illegals have left the state. We're in the process of making the employers more responsible. It seems like around this area, when they do have a raid, that they do nab quite a few illegals. And I think that's the time to have a process where we can identify these people and have them deported wherever they go. I think it must be done.
Switching topics just a little bit, just recently property taxes are now a big topic. The outgoing Speaker of the House wants to eliminate property taxes on motor vehicles. There's a proposal that would raise the circuit breaker income level for seniors. There's another proposal that would mandate rollbacks of levies if assessments go too high. How important is this to the state of Missouri, and what approach do you think the state should take regarding property taxes in 2008?
Well, it's very important in my district. The 137th is one of the poorest districts in the whole state of Missouri. The amount of property taxes we pay keep rising and rising, yet people who have low fixed incomes, they do get some breaks, particularly seniors. But I have a lot of disabled in my district, and I think we need to look pretty much on an individual basis. I think the ability to pay should have a big part in property taxes, Medicaid coverage, payments, and things of that nature. We must do something about the rising taxes in the state of Missouri.
Okay, now also health care continues to be a hotly debated topic from 2005 with the replacement of Medicaid with Missouri Health Net. The governor's Insure Missouri plan is stalling in the legislature right now. What direction do you want to see the state go, and what role should the state have when it comes to health care?
During my first session last year, January through May, I was shocked at the amount of tax credits that are given to business and people in general in the state of Missouri. Just the amount was staggering. At the end of the last session, I believe it was in excess of $340 million. Tax credits were so bad, the governor called us back for special session at the end of last year, and we cut them down to like 170,000. Please don't hold me to the exact figures. When we cut Medicaid in order to balance the budget, so we were told, we lost since then over $1 billion in federal matching funds. We would pay 37 cents toward Medicaid recipients, and the federal government would give us approximately 63 cents, almost 2 to 1. So we've lost over $1 billion. States like Massachusetts, California are using our $1 billion to cover all of their citizens with Medicaid. We definitely need to restore the Medicaid funds, and if we have to cut things in order to balance the budget, we don't need to take it away from people in need. We need to take it away from tax credits, perhaps, that we've given to people who could survive very well without them. And I do have examples, but it would take too long to tell you about all of them. But we actually gave tax credits last year to farmers to replace their barbed wire fencing that was damaged in the ice storm. And yet a bill I had was rejected to give tax credits to people that had ice storm damage. So there are things we can do to help balance the budget if need be, rather than take medical benefits away from the needy. Spend downs are ridiculous. No one can understand them. No one can explain them. And I know a young man that has 3 daughters. His wife died. He has MS. He's confined to a wheelchair. He makes $1,200 a month, and he has to spend $600 before he gets any type of medical coverage for his multiple sclerosis. There's just something not right about that.
The supporters of the changes in the Medicaid cuts and the the Missouri Health Net plan say that the Medicaid system was running the state bankrupt and it had to be done in order to keep the budget in balance. How do you react when you hear that proponent type of argument for that?
Well, like I said, it could be taken away from other tax credits, and also, how could it be that just 2 years later we end up with a $300 to $400 million surplus? Something could have been reworked. The people that lost Medicaid, since the governor thought it was absolutely necessary, could have been restored last year. And we could have started getting our federal dollars back again, which we much need.
I want to change topics just another time here. One of the bills that you're supporting is House Bill 2089. Now, this is very interesting to me. This bill would mandate the use of instant runoff voting for primaries and general elections in 2009 and beyond. There's a lot of talk of instant runoff voting, say in third-party circles and in some different states. It's not discussed a lot here in Missouri. What made you decide to get behind this bill, and why do you think IRV is a good system to use?
The votes are not wasted, so to speak. I do understand, and I don't know, is it right that you go to a polling booth and you vote, yet if your person loses, your vote's not counted anywhere? Why wouldn't you be allowed to have a second choice? I just think that if for example, you support Obama and you vote, and you have a backup vote for Hillary, and Hillary should win the state, I think you should have support toward her.
Now, as you complete your first term in the legislature, what issues in particular are you watching out very closely that directly affect your district here in the Springfield area?
Well, of course, Medicaid is certainly number one. And I think we need to revamp the whole system. The governor's plan to restore 55,000 people with Health Net was better than nothing, but now that's stalled. So now we have 55,000 people that are not going to be reinsured this year. I think we really need to work on health care in my district. The hospitals, the patients using the emergency rooms, the costs are just astronomical. When a doctor visit for $30 or $40 copay turns into a $1,000 emergency room bill, there's just something wrong with that. We should be able to take people and prevent them from going to the emergency rooms for minor things. They should be given coverage at a local clinic or a place like that that wouldn't cost 1/4 of what an emergency room costs. So I think medical coverage in my district is one of the biggest things. Benefits for disabled and things like that. All circled around Medicaid coverage.
Okay, Representative Norr, thank you for coming on to the program. We're just about out of time. And thank you for watching Missouri Viewpoints. Be sure to come back next week when we're going to have the view from the other side of the aisle when I interview State Representative Shane Scholler, a Republican, also from Springfield in the 139th District. We'll see you next week.
In fact,